Fulton First Christian Church. And every week about this time, we stop what we're doing and I offer a word of grace. At least I hope a word of grace. This week's it's a little bit longer, but that's okay. Did you know that that 2023 this year is the 10-year anniversary of the movie Frozen? It's true. Frozen came out in 2013, and yet it's still incredibly relevant. I can probably count the number of days my daughter hasn't requested to listen to Let It Go on one hand. Honestly, I don't know how many times I've watched it at this point. And maybe it's just my daughter, but I don't think so. Part of it is the catchy tunes. Part of it is the lovable Olaf. Part of it is the cool ice powers. Part of it is the plucky, headstrong, and gullible lead. But at its core, what makes Frozen worth watching again and again and again, at least for me, is how it very clearly shows the folly of antinomianism, thinking we can be free of or outrun the law. Think of the law as the little voice in the back of your head that tells you that you aren't enough. You don't pray enough, you don't work enough, you aren't a good enough parent, you aren't in good enough shape. Antinomian posits we can be free of such thinking by our own effort. We can change the rules, change the words, and we'll be fine. But the law always finds us out, always accuses and leaves us feeling wanting. And Frozen shows us as much. Here's how the movie goes. Elsa is born with ice powers to the king and queen. She can make it snow, freeze water at hand, and shoot ice out of nowhere. It's all impressive until she accidentally hits her sister Anna in the head with an errant ice shot. After some impressive work by a troll elder, the family agrees to cover up Elsa's powers. Conceal, don't feel is the mantra or the law. And Elsa's life is ruled by the law, at least her growing up is. Control it, conceal it, don't feel it. The castle is closed, relationships are cut off, extreme restraint. But it doesn't work. Her body, her powers rebel against it, and emotions only make it worse, feeling anxious or mad. For some reason, a pair of gloves help to keep it at bay, but their help only goes so far. And then Queen Parrot, leaving Elsa and Anna alone. Elsa is to be queen, but she can barely get through the coronation celebration, the coronation ceremony without her parents, without her powers making an entrance. And later in the coronation party, Elsa and Anna fight about Anna's fast-moving relationship. Anna accidentally pulls off one of Elsa's gloves, and trying her best to control her emotions, resorting to self-talk, Elsa finally succumbs and lashes out, accidentally throwing needlepoint icicles for all to see. Distraught, Elsa flees to the mountains. It's at this point antinomianism comes in. Elsa begins to sing Let It Go. The song won awards at the Grammys, at the Oscars. It was the first Disney song to chart in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. And for many, my daughter included, it's the most memorable part of the movie. And in the song, Elsa sings about the shackles placed on her didn't prevent the public from finding out about her powers. Instead of concealing and not feeling, she's going to let it go. Let go of her powers. Let go of trying to control them. Let go of the law. She sings, no right, no wrong, no rules for me, I'm free. And this sounds empowering at first blush. Her powers were treated as a curse and confined by the rules of her parents, mainly her dad, set up to try and limit damage. Think of it as constraints. There's a law. But instead of helping her flourish, the law only isolated her and left her feeling hollow, like she's not good enough. But now, she's free. She's let it all go. She can be herself. It's not going to harm anybody else, right? No. It's my glasses. No, you can't outrun the law. In her emotional outburst at the coronation party, Elsa unleashed an eternal winter It's the middle of summer, and this kingdom is thrown into the depths of winter this vaguely northern European country has never seen. When Anna finds Elsa and tries to convince her to come back and fix the mess Elsa's made, the Ice Queen acts out again and this time shoots ice into Anna's heart, a terminal diagnosis. Elsa's tried to outrun the law. She's thought she was free of it, but it found her anyway, with tragic results. And that's the problem of antinomianism. It doesn't work. We can't outrun it, can't outrun the law because it is incredibly malleable and always finds us out no matter what. The end of the law isn't found in us singing along with Elsa, no right, no wrong, no rules for me, I'm free. We can't outrun the law in the mountains and be free of it. It will chase us there, coming back with a vengeance. What we need is someone else to free us from its power. It's been 10 years, so I have no problem telling you the end. That's exactly what Anna does for Elsa. Anna takes Elsa's place with the demands of the law. In this case, a sword coming down on Elsa in herself. It hits her, and for some reason, Anna's already frozen. Of course, Anna doesn't actually die, but she comes back and further frees Elsa by suggesting love as the source of power, not rules or the law. This is the work of Christ. He took on the demands of and freed us from the law in the cross, his death and resurrection. We can't outrun it, but the law has lost its power to condemn and make us feel less than. As Paul wrote to the Romans, we know that Christ has been raised from the dead and he will never die again. Death no longer has power over him. He died once to sin. He died to sin once for all with his death, but he lives for God with his life. In the same way, you also should consider yourself dead to sin, but alive for God in Christ Jesus. You cannot run the law. Go. It also shows us as much. But now, because of Jesus, you don't have to. Instead of being dead because of the law, you have been made alive for God. And that's probably something we could sing about, even 10 years later. Thanks for joining me for this week's devotion. I hope you heard that word of grace. If you like what you heard, please like and share it with someone who you think needs to hear about it. You're invited to join us for worship on Sunday morning, 10:30, in person and online. We hope to see you there. But if not, benediction's the same as always. God be with you.